Hi there, I'm Eric LeClaire from Ant Global. I'm going to walk you through this installation process. So grab your tools and let's get started. Today we're going to give our Jeep Wrangler JK a massive upgrade. We're installing the Stinger Heighten integrated kit for Jeep Wrangler JK. Compatible with 2011 to 2018, this kit is going to add a 10-inch HD screen, Android Auto, CarPlay, HDMI, USB, Bluetooth, and lots of other great features. The vehicle integration not only retains the steering wheel control function and the factory amplifier control, but goes way beyond to provide vehicle information, performance gauges, off-road enhancements, and 4 programmable camera triggers, saving you lots of time when installing additional cameras on your Jeep. Come with me as I show you how easy this plug-and-play kit makes it for you to add all these awesome features to your Wrangler. We're going to begin by taking apart the dash. Carefully insert your pry tool under the front edge of the pocket. Gently pry toward you to remove the pocket or the switch. If your Jeep has power windows, the power window switch will be here. If you have power windows in your Jeep, be sure to disconnect the harness on the back of the switch by sliding the red tab to the side, then pushing down on the black tab. This provides access to the 7mm bolt, which can now be removed. Remove the small rubber tray from the top of the dash. Then remove the 7mm bolt below the tray. Remove the knee bolster panel below the steering column, beginning at the top and prying toward the back of the Jeep. Then remove these 2 7mm bolts just below the steering wheel. Remove the 10mm bolts, securing this black metal plate into position. Slide it upward and then out to remove it. This provides access where we will be making a plug-and-play connection with our T-harness later on. Lower the steering wheel to its lowest position. Now we're going to remove the dash panel by reaching inside the window switch hole and pulling straight toward the back. Then you work your way to the far left side of the dash, pulling toward you to unclip the whole dash panel. Then lift and roll the top edge of the panel toward you a bit to clear the steering wheel. Now remove the climate control panel by pulling it straight out to unclip it. Start at the top edge and work your way down to the bottom. Then unplug all the connectors on the back of this panel. Now remove the 4 7mm radio screws. Disconnect all the harnesses and antennas. Remove the 2 7mm bolts that secure the Uconnect module into the dash. Unplug the factory USB cable. Connect the end of the supplied USB adapter labeled USB UN3 onto this factory USB cable. Route the end of this cable up the dash to the radio opening. Return the Uconnect module to its factory location and reinstall the 2 7mm bolts. Remove the sail panel on the far left side of the dash, starting at the bottom and working your way upward. This gives us a path through the dash where we can route the cables. This completes vehicle disassembly. Let's head to the bench and assemble the hardware. Carefully place the Heighten screen face down on a soft surface, like a towel or the foam that's supplied in the Heighten packaging. Align the display mounting panel with the back of the display so that the screw holes are visible. Then install the 4 M4x12 Phillips screws from the hardware pack. Using a long Phillips bit, partially install the 4 M4x10 Phillips screws from the hardware pack. Only start the screws. We don't want them to pass out through the other side of the plastic support yet. Now we can set the display aside and assemble the brain and mounting hardware. Align one of the metal brackets to the side of the Heighten module using the front and back mounting holes. Then install the 2 M5x10 Phillips screws. Flip the module over and repeat this process on the opposite side with the other bracket. Now we're going to secure the radio replacement module and the pack link module to the plastic mounting bracket using the supplied zip ties. Align the module with the mounting bracket. Pass the zip ties through the mounting tabs. Loop the zip tie under the support bracket and back up through one of the holes and over the radio replacement module. Don't completely secure the zip tie for now. Leave some slack until we get the harnesses connected. You'll use 2 zip ties to secure the radio replacement module and 1 zip tie to secure the pack link module. With a similar technique, pass the zip tie through the mounting bracket. Now align the plastic bracket with the holes in the side mounting brackets. We're going to secure the bracket to the assembly using the number 6 coarse thread screws. Install 2 screws on each side of the assembly. Place the support bracket on top of the module, with the arrow facing the Stinger logo. Front should face the front of the Jeep. Install the 2 M4x4 Phillips screws. Install the right screw first. Then the left screw will punch through the label on the top of the heightened module. Connect the 3 connectors from the main vehicle harness into the indicated ports on the radio replacement module. The audio harness will plug into one of the 2 ports on the left side of the module. If your Jeep is non-amplified, connect into the second port from the end, labeled non-amplified. If your Jeep is factory amplified, plug into the farthest port on the left, labeled amplified. Route the long cable down the front of the assembly, make a U-turn, and plug it into the module. Plug the 6-inch 10-pin to 10-pin harness into the port labeled expansion port on the radio replacement module. The other end of this cable plugs into either of the ports on the PAC-Link PL1. Flip the whole assembly over and locate your multi-camera input harness. This harness has our speed sense wire and our 2-pin plug, which we're going to plug into the PAC-Link module. Then route this harness around the back of the heightened module and plug it in. Connect the pink wire labeled Speed Sense to the pink wire on the main harness also labeled Speed Sense. These wires are terminated with bullet connectors, so they plug right into each other. If you're installing a Sirius XM tuner, be sure to connect this harness to your Sirius XM tuner. This is where it plugs in. If you're installing the optional external microphone, be sure to plug this harness in, as it has the female 3.5mm connector for the microphone. Plug in the main audio harness with reverse camera input. Plug in the small harness labeled steering wheel control. Plug in the 16-pin radio harness into the module. If you're installing an aftermarket amplifier, be sure to connect your remote wire to this lead, labeled Amp Turn On. This is our 2-pin Molex plug, where we will connect our CAN bus harness in the vehicle. If you're installing aftermarket cameras, you can use these 2 wires to provide them with switched accessory power and ground. Connect the 2 display cables into the back of the module. They have the same connectors on both ends, so they can be plugged in either way. Connect the supplied antenna adapter into the antenna input. We can now set this assembly aside for now. We're going to remove the cigarette lighter port and install something way better. Flip the panel over to access the back side. Using a right angle pick tool, pry out the plastic locking tabs on the sides of the cigarette lighter port. Pressing on the back of this port with your thumb, while unlatching these clips, will allow you to pass the lighter port through the front of the panel. Then do the same thing for the plastic ring, pressing on the back and using a pick tool to disengage these clips, then snap it out the front side. If you choose to install the optional dust and debris cover, pass the USB and HDMI cable ends through the opening in the flap. Then slide the flap all the way to the end of the cable. Pass the HDMI and USB cables through the front of the dash panel and out the back. Then slide the plastic lock washers over the ends of the cables, using the flat washer first, then the standard washer second. Thread them all the way down the body of the USB and HDMI connector to secure them into the dash panel. Now let's head back to the Jeep. Under the steering column, there's a connection point where we will connect one of the 2 supplied T-harnesses. Carefully remove the tape securing this connector to the factory wiring harness. Unplug the connectors. One of our 2 T-harnesses will plug into the factory harness. Connect the other end of the factory harness into the other end of our T-harness. Using electrical tape to secure the end of the connector to a long zip tie, then route it up through the dash to the radio opening. Pull the rest of the cable slack through the opening so it's not hanging out below the steering column. Then use a zip tie to secure the T-harness to the factory wiring. The optional external microphone has two mounting clips. Simply slide the microphone into the groove on one of the clips and attach it to your Jeep. You can attach it to the spring-loaded clip and clip it to the midpoint on the A-pillar here, or you can attach to the adhesive base and mount it to the dash here. Wherever you choose to mount your microphone, use a pry tool to tuck the cable along behind the trim panels. Using a long zip tie, route the microphone cable behind the gauge cluster to the radio opening. Pull the rest of the microphone cable out through the radio opening and use a zip tie to secure the excess. Now we're going to install the GPS antenna. Take the supplied metal plate and create a bend about 2/3 of the way down. This creates a ledge that stops the antenna from sliding off the magnetic base. Place the plate in this opening behind the gauge cluster. Sit the magnetic antenna on top of the plate and route the end of the GPS cable through the dash to the radio opening. Pull the excess cable through the dash and make a large loop. Then twist the loop in the middle and fold it back on itself. The idea is to create as many loops going one direction as there are going the other direction. Then use zip ties to secure this bundle. Reinstall the small black metal plate below the steering column by placing the tabs into the holes and allowing it to slide down. Then reinstall the two 10mm bolts. Bring the climate control panel into the Jeep and pass the ends of the USB and HDMI cables up through the dash to the radio opening. The plug for the cigarette lighter will not be reused, but be sure to reconnect any other climate control harnesses which were disconnected during disassembly. Then snap the control panel back into position by pushing it straight toward the front of the Jeep. The height and brain has two USB ports. Be sure to connect the USB cable into the closest port to the edge of the chassis. This is the port that supports Android Auto and CarPlay. Connect the HDMI cable into the port. Connect the blue GPS antenna connector. Connect the 2-pin Molex connector from the steering wheel T-harness routed through the dash to the 2-pin connector on the main vehicle harness. Plug in the 3.5mm male connector from the microphone cable into the receptacle labeled mic. Plug the other end of the USB UN3 USB adapter into the second port on the Heighten. Plug the antenna adapter into the white Fokker connector, not the mustard-colored connector. If you're adding Sirius XM, use the SAT01 cable to connect the Sirius tuner to the factory mustard-colored cable. This utilizes the Jeep's factory antenna. Plug the Jeep's radio harness into the main vehicle harness. You should see lights on the radio replacement module begin to light up and flash. Install the assembly into the dash by tucking the excess cables behind the radio module. Tighten the zip ties and snip off the excess. Reinstall the 4 factory radio screws to secure the assembly into the dash. Now connect the 2 display cables to the back of the Heighten touchscreen display. At this point, turn the Jeep on and do a quick functionality test before completing the installation. Check for proper operation of steering wheel controls, FM radio reception, audio levels, Bluetooth, and other functions. Then carefully, using a pry tool, disengage the latch on the display cable. Remove the connectors from the display. With the Jeep off, reinstall the dash panel. Be sure to pass the 2 display connection cables through the radio opening while installing the dash panel. Align the air vents with the air ducts and install the dash panel into the dash. Install the 2 7mm bolts under the steering column. Install the 7mm bolt behind the window switch or storage cup, and the 7mm bolt on top of the dash. Using painter's tape, apply a strip just above the air vents below the radio opening. This will protect the dash as we attach the display. Reconnect the Heighten display cables. To attach the display assembly, align the locating ribs on the side of the mount panel to the side brackets in the dash. Center the display assembly in the radio opening and push it inward and upward until it snaps into place. Then remove the painter's tape. Once the display panel is in place, use a long Phillips screwdriver to tighten the 4 mounting screws, 2 on the driver's side and 2 on the passenger side. It may help to push the plastic mounting assembly forward to the front of the Jeep while installing the screws. Reinstall the knee bolster by placing the bottom hinge in, then snapping in the top. Reinstall the sail panel on the left side of the dash. Then take the trim ring and place it over the top edge of the heightened display. Swing the bottom edge down until it snaps into position. That completes the installation of our Stinger Heighten integrated kit for Jeep Wrangler JK. Now we're ready to enjoy all these amazing features, like a backup camera input, front camera input, blind spot camera inputs, pitch and roll gauges, and lots of other awesome features. We hope you've enjoyed this install video and found it helpful. Thanks for watching.